Hey fam, hope you are all doing well this Monday. This is Michelle Hardy from Ruby's Daughter. Just wanting to um, talk about a couple of things. I think the last time we talked, it's been a while too, right? I've been busy, always got something going on, but this is truly, truly my first love. So your first love should always call you back, and teaching, encouraging, motivating others to get to where it is that they need to be in their lives so that they can be the best version of themselves is something that I truly, truly enjoy doing. So I hope you don't mind me sitting here talking to you today about the differences between transformation and change. If you haven't had the opportunity to go out to www.rubies, R-U-B-Y-S, no apostrophe, hyphen daughter.com. That's my blog site. And on my blog site, the last article that I made was about how I got to my transformation. And the difference, I think I ended up with a teaching note saying there's a difference between transformation and change, right? Okay. I want to talk about those differences, okay? Change is doing things differently. It's a shift in behaviors, right? You shift in your behavior because something has happened. Okay. Transformation is a new way of being. It's a shift in values. The shifting in values meaning that no longer serves me. So like, I don't want to do that no more, or that's not going to get me where it is that I need to be. It's not a short change switch. It's a long range value goal. Um, you get mad. Yeah, I ain't fooling with that person no more because they did so and so and so and so. Yeah, the real cause should be if that person did that, they may not be lining up to where it is I'm going, right? Yeah, I might need to cut that person off because they're not going in the same direction. I'm not gonna ever fault. Let me start all over again because that sounds like I was really running on. um, I'm not ever trying to change anyone in what they do. The only person that I can change is me. So if I see that whatever it is that you got going on don't align with where it is I'm going, that's cool. You can still do what you want to do, but I need to go that way because that type of behavior maybe isn't something that I want to support. So I'm going to keep it moving. I've gone through the analyzing of whatever it is that doesn't serve me, and therefore my values change my direction. Okay. Um, yes, I have notes. Change versus transformation. Um, let's talk about the change. We'll talk change and then we'll talk transformation. All right. What change will do? Let's talk about subscribe. Let's talk about your vision. Um, you can change in order to support maybe somebody else's vision. You buying into something. Yeah, that sounds real good. Transformation prescribes vision. So transformation will have you prescribing, determining what your visions should be versus you buying into someone else's vision. There's a danger always in buying into someone else's if you haven't done the work to determine why you're buying into that. That just means I'm probably going to buy in this for the short term, for the short time that is going to get me where it is I need to be for that step, but not for the long haul, the long range. on the long-term vision, I want to make sure that I align myself with what it is that I believe and why I believe it. Subscribing to other people's vision is dangerous, can be, right? Because that could just work for them. That change might work for them. That's like our parents, my mother telling me something. And she told me what she told me. Maybe she said, okay, I'll give you a fine example. Back in the day, it used to be, you need to stay at that job. You need to stay at that job for 30 years. Get your pension, and you get on up out of there so that you can retire. If you are in a job for 30 years and you've been at that job for 30 years, that's wonderful. I'm not knocking you. What you did was commendable. I'm glad you was able to do whatever it was that you was able to do to stay there for 30 years. For those who how can I say this? For those who are looking for something different, because I'm not trying to offend you, I'm just trying to give you the example. For me, subscribing to that vision would have never gotten me where it was. I'll use myself as the example. I could have never stayed working for the federal government for 30 years. That's great for those who have. If you've done federal service at any time and you was able to get in there and get your stuff done, you was able to do yada, 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 man, high five to you. And that's what's up. Congratulations. If you retired, if you're on your way to retirement, that's great. That wasn't what, I'm sorry, you guys, I forgot I had my incense back here. I was trying to figure out, what is that I'm smelling? That wasn't going to work for me. Federal service wasn't offering me enough push to push in the direction that I wanted to be in. So for me to subscribe to that vision of being somewhere for 30 years just didn't work for me. Doesn't mean that it's going to work. It's not going to work for someone else. What I'm talking about, change versus transformation, for some people, that change is a long-range goal, and that's completely okay. For me, some of the short-term things never got me to where it was that I needed to be. So I had to prescribe my own vision. I had to look at what was ahead of me and how it was going to get me there. And I knew that me staying somewhere for 30 years wasn't going to be it. So I decided I have to leave from here and go for something there's more aggressive. It was more aggressive for me. So in order for me to write that vision, I had to know what that vision looked like. That's just like relationship. We'll go back to talking about relationship, because a relationship is really how I got to my transformation. So me subscribing to the short range vision, which is I'm going to change, right? Well, I'm with so-and-so and he likes something, he likes this. So I'm going to change myself because, maybe that's compromise. Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. I learned that when I'm writing or I'm prescribing to the vision that I've set for relationship, that things work out different. I now can say, yeah, that's not aligning up. That's not aligning with where it is I want to be in relationship, or what I think relationship is to me. Maybe further talking to someone, I could say, yeah, that sounded real nice at first, but yeah, I don't think we're going in the same direction. It's not, I'm changing because I just, I like you and, I want to be with you. No, I look at relationships a little differently today. I look at relationships as being a partnership. I look at relationships as being two people coming together, being able to give um, reciprocal energy. It's not I'm just pouring into you and you ain't pouring into me. The change was I'm going to keep pouring into you, and I'm not even thinking about how this doesn't align. I'm just thinking that, yeah, I like you, but it don't seem like you like me. And I'm just doing something just to keep you continuing to do the things that I think that you're doing. And really, that's not it. Okay. We just hit on the second part, which is change fixes the past and the current. I'm not trying to fix anything. What's done is done. What it is really what it is. Transformation is about creating a future. So, me trying to hold on to somebody who's not for me, it's unrequited, and I'm just doing things to keep you hanging on to help to get you. I'm thinking to get you where it is I want you to be in my life. Only sets me up for failure. If I stop, have that serious conversation with myself about what it is I'm looking for, how did I get here, what things I need to get rid of, not fix, what things no longer serve me and what things serve me. If I figure out, okay, this doesn't serve me anymore, then I'm helping to create my future because I know that I don't want to do that anymore. And then what things do I want to keep? Well, those are the things that are going to help me get to where my future is in relationship with the like-minded people, such as myself, people who can give me reciprocate energies, can reciprocate conversation. It's all of that. That's what I'm moving towards. We talked about this just a few minutes ago. Change is driven by tactics, right? So as long as I keep doing this, you're going to keep giving me what it is that I want, instead of me being driven by strategy. My strategy is, if I continue to move in the right energetic path, the field of what it is I'm doing, I'm talking relationship, but it's anything. If I continue to save money, it's going to get me where it is I want to be in my savings. If I study a certain topic, it's going to get me the knowledge I need to get me maybe a better job, or whatever it is I'm trying to do. I want to learn a topic. It's going to get me there. It's not driven because, well, I'm going to do this and you're going to do that. No, this is more of a strategic path. I hope that makes sense. Change versus transformation. So change in the short term focuses on methods and processes, right? I'm a project manager by trade. I've been in IT doing project management for over 30 years now. Okay. The focus and the methodologies that I apply to my projects have a start and an end date. That's how a project is determined. It has a start date and it has an end date. When I apply that methodology to my projects, I put those methodologies and processes into a framework that gets me from beginning of a project to the end of a project, right? All right. And I keep repeating that in delivering my projects. I focus on the methods and the processes that I need to start that project and end that project. When you're talking about transformation, transformation focuses on the mindset and the beliefs. Your mindset, how you set your mindset, where you want your mind to go, and the beliefs that have come out of those mindsets or your mindset. That's transformation. It's not a short range for that period. We're talking for a lifetime. Doesn't mean that your mindset won't adjust itself, but the adjustment that's made will be made for the long haul, not for the short term or the short range goal. It's for the totality of your livelihood. Change has a lot to do with external influence. Your external influence is high. What did I say before? I don't want so-and-so to go out with so-and-so, so I'm going to do so-and-so so that he can, I don't want him to go out with her, so I'm going to do something that's going to make him look at me. Where in transformation, the external influence is very minimal. If I'm going in the path by which I've decided to go, I could care less about what somebody else does with somebody else. I've already decided that type of behavior doesn't serve me, and that's not the type of person that I want to be with. And my focus, my mindset, and my beliefs are that is not the type of relationship for me. So whether she does this or that, I'm not doing that, and I need to keep going that way. I hope that that makes sense. I hope that I was able to show you the difference between change, which is doing things differently. It's a shift in behaviors. But transformation is a new way of being. It's a shift in values. So the behaviors in change is something that is very short term versus your values are a long range goal. I hope that's made sense. We're going to talk about this some more because I really do have some other things that I want to put together to talk about. Transformation versus change. I have some workbooks and stuff that I'd love to do. I have I want to put together a group session, and either people can join to do it as a group, or you could choose to do it individually. Either or. I'm trying to get there, you guys. So just give me a moment. You'll probably see more. You'll see more of these episodes coming before you see the workbooks and stuff. But, really what I want to do, my ultimate goal is to be able to blog about a topic, talk about a topic this way, and then teach about a topic. Always having supporting product documentation and things to support what we're talking about doing. Whether it be candles, whether it be jewelry, whether it be teaching tools, spiritual tools. We'll talk about all of that. I'm just trying to get there. So I just want to say again, thank you guys so much for being patient with me. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I would ask that you would do so. I'm going to post this up. This is going to be on YouTube. But I also have a Facebook page. It's Ruby's Daughter 1 is Facebook. The same with Instagram. I'm still trying to get myself caught up to me putting these things out here. But I do want to encourage you to figure out what what path you're on. Is it the change path or is it the transformation path? I'll tell you why I am so in favor for transformation, because transformation gets you what you have always wanted in your life. It helps you sustain your life. It's sustainable. It gives you the desires of your heart. It gives you, when you're operating in your purpose, and in order for you to operate in that purpose, there's some transformation that has to happen. You have to transform into that new being in order for you to even appreciate the things that are lying before you. I think some of the times that we don't get where it is that we want to be or need to be is because we just want to make short-term changes. Those short-term changes aren't sustainable. They're like Band-Aids. Like, you can cut your finger, cleaned it up, you put the Band-Aid on, and it's, on your finger. You go to take a shower, you don't have a sleeve or something over it, that Band-Aid is coming right off. That's because that's such a, Band-Aids are short-term fixes. It's not a long range, it's not, the Band-Aid was not meant to stay on your finger forever. It was just meant to stay on for a certain period of time. And I think that's how change is. Your changes can be short-term. Transformations are lifelong, long-term goals that get you where it is that you need to be. In order for you to get what you want out of life, you need to transform in some areas. It doesn't mean all of your life has to transform, but usually the indication for me is something that I keep repeatedly coming back to. I just keep repeating that thing over and over again. Again, mine was relationship. It could be finance. It could be just about anything. If you keep repeating that thing over and over and you just don't seem to be able to hit that mark, you got to stop and ask yourself, damn, why do I keep coming back here? Because this is worrisome. Okay, you get tired of doing that. And I got tired. I got tired of being on the rat wheel of relationships. So I decided I was going to stop. I'm going to stop. I'm going to see what this universe is trying to ask me to do, what it's saying to me, what it's calling for me to pay and take a look at, because I can't keep going back here. This is for birds. I need to keep going. I'm looking for something on a long-term basis. And check this out. I've even gotten to the point right now in my life that if the right person doesn't come along, this is not for everybody, this is for me. If the right person doesn't come along, that's cool too. I love me enough today to say, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm good. I know how to entertain myself. I still know how to go out and have fun. That's, of course, after we get from the COVID-19, I want to go out and have a little fun. But right now I'm social distancing, which is another thing. Transformation sets you apart. I'm not going to tell anybody that transformation is easy. It's not. Transformation makes you sit by yourself and think about, damn, how in the world did I get here? Why am I here? Why do I keep doing this? It makes you want to take a look at yourself. It's not, well, yeah, I'm going to figure this out and then I'm going to keep doing. No, you get tired. That short-term change that you made to get wherever it was that you at and whatever it is that you need to fix or whatever it is that you need to address, I got tired of doing it. Now, if you want to keep doing it, that's what's up. That's your life. You can do what you want to do. I'm only here to encourage you if you want to heed the call. This is what this is about. This is about heeding the call of going where it is that life is calling you. That thing that you've always said that you wanted to do, but you can't never seem to do it because you're so busy doing this. It might be that you need to cut that other thing out so that you can focus on this. I want to give you something else for the road, for the journey. I realized that although I was transforming, I was making value changes. And those value changes were cutting out a lot of people and a lot of things. I also realized that where I'm headed, where I'm going, where I want to be, the things that I want to do, such as this type of teaching, this type of podcasting, whatever it is you want to call it, putting it on YouTube, putting it on Facebook, whatever, but it still gives me that thing that makes me, that drives me. I realize that for real, even if nobody else was listening to this, didn't want to hear it, yada, 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 it didn't go in vain. I made it. I'm talking to myself to, if nothing else, to remind me to stay on the path because there's so much more ahead for me. But I realize this is also what I'm doing plays a part or play a part in somebody else's life. I could possibly be holding up somebody else. They could possibly need the encouragement. They could need the teaching. They could need the mentoring. They could need all of that. And while I'm sitting in the back, either scared to move, don't know what to do, holding up, wait, I've done that for so many years. My mother, whose name is Ruby, said, and has always taught all of her children, nothing beats a failure but a try. So I can't say I failed if I never tried. And even if I do fail, or if it doesn't work out, I still gain something out of it. And that's part of the journey. That's part of the transformation. That's part of why you want to move in the direction that you really need to move in, because there's so much more that you gain out of that journey, out of that experience. You'll never go empty-handed. You'll always learn something more about yourself. You'll always want to try something to see what the outcome is. And yeah, fear is there, but don't let fear determine your path. There should be nothing that determines your path more than knowing, man, there really may be something up there for me. Or, yeah, I got to find out what that's all about. We've been so accustomed to pouring into other people and pouring into other things and uplifting, but we never think about doing that ourselves. So I want to challenge you with something. I want to challenge you with you determining what you keep going back to that doesn't make any sense. And I want you to figure out, is it because you're putting short-term behaviors into something that really needs a long-term fix? If you're just trying to do this on the short term and you keep coming back to square root one, whatever you're doing hasn't worked. So I'm asking you to take a look and stop and see, what else is it that I could be doing from a long range goal that I could move away from whatever this is. I'm not trying to, first let me say this. I should have said this in the beginning. I'm not a counselor, so I'm not trying to counsel you. I'm only trying to share with you the things that I've experienced in my life that has held me back, kept me stagnant, kept me fearful, kept me like running in place when I should have just been running the other way. Now that I've ran the other way and left all the short-term mess back there, man, I'm excited to tell you about some of the things not only that I've learned about myself, that I've learned about life, that I've learned about this universe, whether you accept it or whatever the case may be. What I'm talking about was the shift in values that I needed for my journey. What I want you to do is to figure out what your shift in values are for your journey so that you can get to spend the rest of your life enjoying life instead of, I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's what we're trying to move away from. Not I woulda, coulda, shoulda, but man, life is easier. Life is much more in my own control now that I've defined a set of values that work for me. I hope that helps you. When I post this out on YouTube, please, if you can, go out there, share, like, and subscribe. Pass it on. If it didn't do anything for you and you know someone that it might help, pass it on to them too. Ask them to share, like, and subscribe. I'm also, again, on Facebook as Ruby's Daughter 1. I'm also on Instagram as Ruby's Daughter 1. You'll see more product from me on Instagram. I'm actually getting ready to go out here and post this to Instagram. Again, thank you for allowing me to take up your time. I hope that this has helped you in some sort of way. Until the next time we talk, sending you light and love. Bye-bye.